All right, folks. Welcome in here. Hold on. We don't have the logo yet. How dare I? Should be able to add the logo there. Perfect. Welcome, everybody. We've got the final round of Silver League. And right now, NeoZz and Antagonist are both hoping to make it to gold. Now, for them to make it into the first place position in their group, it's going to be rather tricky. We just looked through the data here. They would both need a sweep, as well as Blue in the final round not getting many wins. So I think a sweep's going to be tricky just because I think NeoZz and Antagonist are both very talented. But could go either way. These two players fall into the category of next level pro, like up-and-coming pro for me. And NeoZz is going for the early barracks build with the Incas. Now, need to clarify this. We just had a patch come out yesterday. We will not be playing with that new patch for 2 days. So this is still the old balance or the Incas that we know. But I did mention in my patch notes discussion yesterday that the changes they're making to the new Incas is going to make this build here even stronger. Quite simply, on this map, you have lots of food underneath the TC. So you can get the food for the militia, but then also you have the first house gives you 10 population space, which allows you to go for this nifty little build. That extra pop space goes a super long way. And so there he's going to build the second house. That'll take him up to 25 pop space. But with all the food, you've got the militia on the way. So I think we're pretty far along now. I could be surprised. I could be wrong, but I feel like no one should be surprised by this. I've seen NeoZz do this before. So to me, I think Antagonist, especially with the Eagle being forward, he should understand this. And he should wall up the wood line. I think if the wood line's walled up, then you can just attack the houses like Ozone and I were talking about yesterday. But it's just this nice early build. Oh my god, he could steal. Dude. Oh my god, dude. It is a meat heist here. Are you kidding me? Antagonist had all of his buffaloes and his llama that far away. That is horrible. You need the food to recover from this. That is crazy. Meanwhile, we got villagers. Then he didn't wall it. I mean, that might save the game for NeoZz. The fact that Antagonist didn't expect this and at least loses a villager is something for NeoZz. But my god, dude. The starting llama is stolen. The water buffaloes are stolen. It's all running away. All right, well, now we really need to start to look at what he has underneath the TC. He's got 80 food left on the fish. He's got 1 elephant, basically. Otherwise, you need to go take the berries. But the thing is you also need to go build a lumber camp at some point, too. NeoZz is going to stick to the builds. And he's going to make even more militia. So he's spending all of his starting gold on the militia. Crazy. But I think it's a strong build. And for Antagonist, not only did he lose a Vil, but then he got Loom, which actually puts you down 2 Vils, which is kind of... I know that's kind of weird, but that's why people are resistant to researching Loom in the first place. The houses will go down fast. There's no repairs on them. He will need to come out and take the berries. This food may eventually make it home. We'll see. But, yeah, 5 militia is no joke here. Imagine if these 5 militia group up on 3 villagers here. Antagonist doesn't really seem like he either expected this or is worried about it. He should really expect the numbers here, I'd say. But now you're committed. Now you can't really wall it up. Yeah, NeoZz is going to be as annoying as possible. The key here is, can you balance your economy behind this? We'll see if he is, but he kills villager number 2. Still has 4 militia here. Dude, this is such a strong build. It's such a strong build. That could be, if he can get the blocking on the first villager there, that can be another villager kill. But I mean, 3 militia are still there. Weak villagers everywhere for Antagonist. He can't take his wood line now, and he will start to lose his house as well. This is snowballing very quickly. Now, if NeoZz had his cows, if he had his 850 food, he would have the food underneath the TC, and it'd be fine. But it's a bit different now. So he goes mill and mill. This is what I'm saying, though, guys. When it comes to the new patch and when it comes to the new Incas, they won't have mills anymore. They'll have settlements. But their settlements also give them pop space. So you could build, like, a settlement here, which gives you lumber and berry potential. So it's half the wood investment, and you get a house, and you get pop space. It's really, really insane. I'm really surprised the devs did that, but also at the same time, not surprised the devs did that. We'll have our eyes on how frequently the Incas are banned. Okay, the cows made it home. And Antagonist is just going to come to the wood line. But already, I got to reframe my thinking. This is Silver League, so they might not be as prepared or watching as much. Like, I'm all in on this. This is my life for the next 2 months. But while I don't remember every game NeoZz played before this, I think that Antagonist should have at least pre-walled the lumber camp. Would have changed a lot. NeoZz has done this before. So, Scout is also very weak for Antagonist, which isn't great, but he will be on the way to Feudal Age. And NeoZz hoping to get the food to click up to continue on with the builds. I mean, these 3 militia have dealt 1,300 damage. That's the buildings and to villagers. Could be more militia as well after he clicks up to Feudal Age here. But this is nice. Now Antagonist doesn't need to build pastures for a while. And Antagonist is a wide open base here. So or NeoZz does. So if Antagonist can get the scouts, it could be really strong. But guys, he didn't realize he lost the house and he's housed now. He's double housed. Oh my god, he lost those 2 houses. He's double housed. He makes it to Feudal Age, needs to throw up 2 houses. More villagers behind now. What a build. And it won't stop coming either. It's going to continue. Like, we're going to see the follow-up militia. We will see men-at-arms. And NeoZz is also bringing villagers forward. NeoZz is going crazy here. He's actually walling up the lumber camp right now. He knows his opponent doesn't have any military. Dominazi says, I played my first game as the Muisca and can confirm you were right about the settlements cluttering the base. Yeah. I looked at a team game last night where someone was playing with one of the new civs. And they, you know how you refresh lumber camps on Arena in a really long game? Well, that's what they were doing. And it just looked ridiculous because you had like this massive line of buildings through the base. I think NeoZz is maybe getting a little too crazy. Like, it's a super, super good recovery from the meat heist, as people are calling it. I guess I called it that. But that's probably a little too much. But maybe there is no such thing as too much, because we have villagers coming this way now. Man-at-arm upgrades on the way. We'll drop a tower. This will hit the berries. This would also mean the stable couldn't go down. So I think Antagonist does not want to allow this to happen. But can he do anything about it? Because it's going to be man-at-arms. He deletes his barracks. Hope you don't want fire lancers later on. And NeoZz is like, whoa, okay. But let's not forget, Fortune can come in for Antagonist in theory. It isn't on the way yet. If he gets Forging, I think that's where the Khitan Scouts become very strong. And oh god, into the meat grinder we go. I don't think this is very good for the villagers. I think NeoZz will be completely fine here. There's a lot of man-at-arms stacked up on this side. I think they both lost a villager in that engagement, but there's some super weak villagers there for Antagonist. The key is still the army. And the key is still the food eco. Antagonist cannot produce more scouts right now. Still messy. Little sloppy there from NeoZz. He leaves that villager on its own. Needs the quick walls here. And he barely gets the quick walls in. But if that stable goes down, obviously that means no more scouts. And Antagonist still has not had to place a pasture yet. He will want to do that. Stable is on the way down. Arson is in. I think Arson can actually out-damage that repair. And yep, stable's down. Behind this, NeoZz can add anything he wants. There is going to be a barracks sending spearmen forward. There's also an archer range here now, making some archers. What a start from NeoZz. And it's just the whole approach is just take early initiative and never lose it, right? Antagonist doesn't... I don't know what to do now. If you still had the stable, you could then add an archer range and then make a couple archers. But even then, it takes time, and like this is some ridiculous pressure. If you try and take the fights, you're probably going to lose against that many men-at-arms. So finally, Forging has come in. But to start it off here, again, a crazy game to start off your series as well. Your last series of the round. This has been all NeoZz. Now, the man-at-arms are weak. Again, I consider this risky. But he does still have the spearmen and the archers back here. So I suppose taking down the tower is a really good move. Because you still have arson. 1 sec, chat. It's early. Oh, man. So I'm getting a cold, which hopefully shouldn't be too bad for me, but I just had to, like, free up my eardrums. That was very satisfying. I can now hear the game. I can hear the scouts are dying. I can hear the villagers battering down the tower. I can hear the man-at-arms killing the villager here. Both the towers are going to be dead. Villager count still ahead for NeoZz. And the army count is ahead for NeoZz because there is nothing for Antagonist. He will have one additional scout here in a second. Still not enough against the archers and the spearmen. Just, I mean, all the things that you would have wanted to do here in this game have been completely thrown out the window because of this approach from NeoZz. He did lose the spearmen there to the villagers. So I think we're seeing, like, this is actually a perfect advertisement for Silver League, right? Because you have, clearly NeoZz is very talented and finds very good timings with the attacks, but then it's more back and forth, right? It's not like 2,000 res collected lead into an immediate victory. But I still think the range is there. I think the amount of working eco he has back here is crazy. He's got like 12 farms back there. We still haven't even seen... Okay, there's the first two pastures for Antagonist. That's supposed to be the strongest thing about his civ. If the scouts just out-micro and move away from the spearmen, honestly, they could kill a lot of villagers over here. So there is that. Antagonist will probably need to wall up, though, so the archers can't come in, and he is doing it. Those villagers are all so weak and inefficient, but mainly weak. All right, Eagle will get sniped. And scouts are going to move around and be patient here for Antagonist. This could get out of hand very quickly, especially with some of the hills here. Villager goes down. Archers are still not with fletching either. They still could move in. But I think right now you can tell NeoZz is really paranoid. Worried about the situation. But he will drop a couple towers. Which he'll eventually complete, I guess, just so he can hop in and out of them. And now he's to the wood line. Who needs fletching when the villagers are weak? You just can't have... You can't have your spearmen going down to villagers like what happened before. And now fletching is in as well. There's no army here for Antagonist. This is going to be a massacre. As people arrive to the stream, villagers depart from Antagonist base, and yeah, GG. Wow. So yeah, NeoZz came to play. That was a really cool build. Early flexibility pays off for the Incas here. I think Antagonist was not prepared for that. Or at least if he was prepared for that, it didn't look like it. Maybe he just missed a step. Maybe he felt like it was fine. And he didn't expect the follow-up militia, but... Never got to see the Khitans, which can be really dangerous if they get their pastures down. Get the amount of pastures and get the amount of army that he wanted. And it was just a super clean, efficient eco behind it the whole game from NeoZz. Wasn't even the vill count half the time. It was just the villagers were actually working here. So there's the wood, there's the food, there's the gold, there's the stone count. Well played. And game number 1. Game number 2. So we have Antagonist playing as the Burgundians. We have NeoZz playing as the Spanish. This is our Regicide map. We have one Regicide map in this tournament. There's the king. He has been well fed. My goodness. He's living the life of a true king over there. If you lose your king, you're dead. So maybe be a little bit careful here with your king if you're Antagonist. Now, there's some water in the middle here. And we've seen players move out to the water pretty consistently. But, guys, I'm just sensing, I'm seeing... Antagonist is not playing very sharp right now. He's going to get housed. Okay, no, he's building the house now, but still, he got, like, kind of housed. But here's the weird thing about this. With Regicide start, you have 150 stone and 0 gold, so neither player can get loom. Yes. And so we had Antagonist lagging, it looks like. So, but now at NeoZz, he just went for the all-in militia rush. Oh, wait, hold up. We should switch the colors back. I'm going to change NeoZz to the blue. So NeoZz is over here playing as the Spanish. And I have Antagonist in the red because that's what we did the first game. Okay? Sorry. We were paused. We're going to unpause now. But yeah, like NeoZz just went for the militia villager rush, essentially. And so now, he's clearly very interested in fighting for this middle area. It's a bit weird. We weren't sure how people were going to approach this. But... It seemed to me like NeoZz was considering vill fighting, and I think Antagonist saw that, and is just kind of waiting to see if he's going to make a move before running. It's why we've actually seen people play as Aztecs. Because if you play as Aztecs, you get 50 extra gold. And that 50 extra gold means you can get Loom, which means you insta would win the middle with the Eagle and Villager fight. Mods, can we please add a command for the DLC, please? Or something that just that tells the plan for the new civs in Titans League? Because we're getting a lot of questions, which is completely normal, but I just can't respond to it 20 times a game. We'll add a command for that so people... Chat, if someone's asking, you could just reference the command. But basically, to repeat it again, we're not using the new civs or the new balance until Friday. So Silver League is still played on the old balance for the last round. So we've got the barracks for Antagonist. Thank you, Arbase, for the help there. And he's up. So clearly, I think he's going to play towards Feudal Age Army. The other aspect of the map is you have the stone on the outside. There's no stone in the middle, and you need to chop through to the outside, and these trees have double the wood. So that'll take a little bit of time. NeoZz still has his king out here. And if he goes around in a circle, there's a chance he gets walled in here. Also, a Feudal Age Scout is faster than a king, so... I'm hoping for NeoZz that he... Okay, he's choosing to leave. But, like, I'm hoping he doesn't get spotted. If Antagonist actually spots him, there's a chance the game ends there. Antagonist seems more focused on this. They start with the tower. The tower has 13 range, even in Dark Age. So, NeoZz going to leave. King is probably fine. False alarm. Also, Loco is saying in YouTube chat that all these games today are Rex. It's actually not the case. We have pretty much most of our sets as live, except for this one today. But they're still able to play on the previous patch. Did my stream just drop for a second? We're good now, right? I don't know what's going on there. But the display just... It froze for a second yesterday as well. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Sorry. Okay, dude. Dude! That is your life! Stay inside, my goodness. Put your king inside the tower and chill, NeoZz. He's gonna lose fish. He's left the middle. A couple Flemish militia are the plan for Antagonist. I feel like it's a decent plan. I mean, when you get Feudal Age fast with the Burgundians, you can get those eco upgrades in. So he's got Bowsaw already. And it's not like the Spanish can easily get to the stone. I think what NeoZz has to do is chop that tree. I can tell he just clicked that tree, actually, because Villager went back and dropped off the wood when he had the max count. So, pretty clearly, he wants to get to that stone. And he's actually very fortunate. When he gets through, the stone is going to be right there. Normally, you have to look around a little bit. So, I guess as far as Antagonist is concerned, he will have the better eco because he'll have at least one fishing ship. Also have the villagers on the box turtles, which is efficient. And the early eco upgrades. And we will see. Salah says, is that a firm decision? Question mark. Yes, it's a firm decision. I mean, obviously, if there's game-breaking bugs and there's big issues, we adapt in what ways we can, right? So nothing is a firm decision. It's not even a firm decision I'll be live for the rest of the day because maybe something comes up. But, yeah, it's a game plan. Has been the game plan for months. And we get the villager snipe there from NeoZz, so that's a nice snipe. And Scout goes down, which is probably worth it for NeoZz. If there was an archer follow-up, I think this would have been really strong. But we haven't seen an archer follow-up, so they're just kind of knocking on the door right now. What's up, King of Kings? King of Kings, we have a command to answer your question. It's all good, dude. It's all good. Mamu in YouTube chat says, press 1 if you're on YouTube because work network blocks Twitch. It's funny. When I was streaming on Facebook for 2 years, there was a couple viewers that were excited because YouTube and Twitch were blocked, and Facebook, for whatever reason, wasn't. NeoZz, brother. Get out of my chat. This is twice now in Titans League. You're in my chat when I'm casting one of your games. We know it's recorded games. I asked you personally not to do that. Please stay out of my chat. Thank you. Game continues on. And NeoZz was pointing out that I did miss a demo here on 2 villagers. But you can't be, like, you can't be chatting and it's going to create confusion for viewers, man. But I did miss a really bad demo, and I would have noticed in like 30 seconds. I was answering some questions. I apologize. Sorry. If you guys get sick, do you have like pressure buildup in your sinuses and then you can't hear out of your ears? Do you guys relate to what I'm saying here? I've had to clear mine like every 10 minutes right now, so that's what I'm doing if I'm not talking. I don't think it's a sinus infection. I don't think it's anything that crazy, but yeah, sorry about the pauses. But so here's a missionary. Missionary's running around looking pretty dope. In the upcoming patch, they'll be picking up relics. And so unfortunately, it just dies. So, for as cool as it looked, it was pretty damn useless there. We've got the second town center on the backside for NeoZz. But it's near the stone, and he's not currently mining the stone. So he's playing more of the late game. And Antagonist is going to go for relics. So we've got a relic here. We'll have the relic here. You have relics in every corner, and then you have the relics in the middle. So, NeoZz is just going to boom. Probably eventually wants a castle and conquistadors, but that'll take some time. So this will be a very, very long game. Yeah, is anybody else watching and sick right now? Apparently my friends back home are sick. I usually don't get sick this time of year because it doesn't get very cold here, but immune systems be struggling. If you guys are feeling sick, hopefully I can help you feel better. Still a little surprised that we're seeing missionaries from NeoZz because they can't pick up relics yet. The way, like, he's adding missionaries almost like they can pick up relics. Monks are coming out for Antagonist. We'll want the first relic. I like the build. The only thing that's weird for him is he doesn't have access to stone yet. He's just chopped through. And he hasn't found the stone. So not having the stone timing will hurt any castle timing. For now, he would really like to deny this relic. Yeah, I'm trying to take it as easy as possible, so my casting might not be at 100% over the next couple days. Just because of being sick. That's also probably why I lacked patience with NeoZz, but, like, also, as I said, it's just really something we need to avoid. Okay, super heavy on stone right now. I think if you want to place a defensive castle, it's completely fine. Maybe future castles can be more offensive, but you just need a unit to compete with the light cap. Also, chat, the red X's are going to remain on screen because the new patch broke capture age. They did actually, for full transparency, create a different download for me to not have the red X's. But if you re-download a new program, that means you have to readjust every single setting, which, to be honest, when I woke up super early this morning, I was not about. So we might just need to deal with the red X's and memorize the unique text for the next 2 days. It'll just be then, and then we'll be fine. So, and trust me when I say there's always a setting that you forget that you've had set for years. There's a bunch of different options and settings, and I just didn't want that all reset. So, it feels like the Antagonist will get some of the relics, but that's a good castle there from NeoZz on the front of his base. It doesn't actually fully protect the gold, so I'm not in love with it for that reason. But I think when you have conquistadors around, conquistadors are probably going to deal with it anyways. Outposts on the outside makes sense. You could do that on both sides. Eventually, if you don't want to be raided, you can actually just stone wall out there. So what I don't hate is a stone wall here with a gate. But Antagonist is sending a light cav out there too. And he might find that villager if he's patrolling. And he's not. Just passing. And Antagonist just found out that the castle's up. I think he killed... Is that another missionary? What's going on with missionaries? But he kills another missionary, but he loses his 2 scouts. And now he will know conquistadors will be on the field. NeoZz is hunting for this relic. So, honestly, nice prep from NeoZz, because this isn't his home map. But we're in the 5th round, and kind of like I thought in the first game, I expect players to be prepared at this point. I expect players to understand what the meta is going to be. So, nice job from him to know exactly where the relics are. And also, look at the villager count right now. He does end up losing the monk and a conquistador, but at the end of the day, the relic is still standing there. Villager is still over here. Built a TC all the way over here, too. So, pretty big economy. Nice reactions to being spotted there, too. Okay, this is now... I'm wondering how NeoZz can play it, because his eco's not quite what it should be. He also has used auto farm. If you use auto farm placement, it will place it on the other side of the wood line. So, I hope there's not a villager... I see villagers walking that way. Okay, he deletes it. I've been there, NeoZz. I've been there. If you play on this map, things get really weird sometimes. Conquistadors come back over. There's still 3 TCs for Antagonist, who is heavy on stone for his own castle. Castle, I'm not sure where he would want to place it. Probably just defensive. Oh, interesting. The fortified tower for Antagonist looks very different. I didn't realize the tower could be different. I thought they always got this type of tower. So maybe the fortified tower they start with is regional then. There's actually a 50% chance you get a queen instead of a king as well. But man, conquistadors are so strong. Monks are a good option if you have perfect monk control, but you probably are going to need something else. NeoZz, no hesitation here, killing more monks. And that'll be another one. He does lose a conquistador, but that's worth it. 3 monks killed. We got 15 villager lead for NeoZz. Forward castle for NeoZz. Guys, this is just perfect play. Like, the first castle, some players would try and take a risk and place it forward. But what you need instead is you need the conquistador numbers to secure the map. Now you can place the castle on the front. Antagonist is going to plan around going imp. But imp with what army here? He really needs his monks to get the conversions every time. But if Antagonist can click up, which he's not doing yet, I think he's missing a building. But if he can click up and make trebs, this could still be really strong. I'm just worried for the outside eco now. Also kind of worried for the king in there. But okay, so he's on the way up. So he's on the way up. But like... I guess for NeoZz, he needs to properly target somewhere other than the castle. He's looking to the right side. Also look to the left side. I think this is open if the palisade goes down. But you might want to just protect your siege and push this town center here. If there was ever a unit that could kill Imperial Age units, it would be the Conquistador. So you're not too worried about your opponent being in for that. You're worried about the Treb. Nice snipe there from Antagonist. I mean, the relics are also here. So this is not an area that you can really lose. Antagonist doesn't see. Looks like there was a demo there. Antagonist doesn't see the siege workshops going double ram push behind this. So I think NeoZz is just going to push the main base. Wow, he's even massing petards. Okay, well, his other conks are still sitting back here. He doesn't have a lot of army support. I'd like to see fletching here. I feel like if you get fletching, then you can range things underneath the castle and town center. Okay, monks end up getting sniped. Villagers are getting sniped, but conquistadors are going down. But the rams are here. There's a lot of choke points here. This could get really awkward to move in with the rams. Again, fletching would mean your castle defends you so much better. Antagonist. Oh, no, that's a NeoZz castle. NeoZz wants another castle on his opponent's face. I don't know about this with the conks. I would have liked all of his conks to be here with the army. He only has 6 conquistadors now, so he's canceled the petards. I like the energy. We have mangonels queued up from Antagonist to take down the rams. This castle gets canceled. He's going to place another one behind. He's got a crazy economy. Petard, go, go, go. Petard, go, Petard, go. Petard is just standing around. Monastery's down. Castle's still up. This castle's going up. I mean, it's really close right now, honestly. If Antagonist can get this other castle up, I think he's fine. But if the other castles, if this gets denied somehow... My god, is this a double doubt? NeoZz is getting his castle denied. Antagonist will complete his other castle. He does have fletching, so the two castles defend themselves. Just feels like so much wasted army here for NeoZz and a wasted castle now. But, like, still he has a good vill count behind. He is getting raided back here. This light cav has killed 7 villagers. The king is right there for Antagonist. He has to be really careful with that. And he really needs Mangonels to hit the rams. And the Mangonel cannot path any worse for him right now. Bumping around the vills. I mean, Antagonist is super panicked today. This pressure is really getting to him. Like that trebuchet, he's got 3 more in queue in this castle, and then he has none in this castle. So this pressure from NeoZz is paying off. He takes the castle. The king is in the TC. And now 2 minutes away from him is NeoZz. So I guess, like, all things considered, losing this castle wasn't good, but you do still have the full map. You have 60 on food now. So your eco is amazing. You still have, if you lose this castle, you end up having the castle at home. So I think you can just play into other units here and maybe still be fine. Your opponent hasn't had the relics. But nice hold from Antagonist, I suppose. That was a tough hold. I really think the second castle in the back saved him. Other people would have maybe dropped the castle on the left for the future, but there would be no future if you made a mistake there. And NeoZz, it's easy to say he did the incorrect play to drop this castle, but he's just got crazy energy, right? And he will know how important these games are. He will know the odds. If he can get a sweep, he can be in position to potentially take first place in the group, which sends him immediately to gold. King goes into the back there for Antagonist. And he'll start fixing the eco, reclaiming the relics, and thinking about a push out. But the only reason his trebs are safe right now is because he had the castle. So he can't move out very far right now. 120 vills versus 102. Heresy on the way for NeoZz. Damn. I like it. If you have the gold floating, why not? It's 1,000 golds, but you just don't want to be giving your opponent units. The reason he got his castle denied was because his opponent had 2 conquistadors, so that's not a technology that you would get if you were under a lot of pressure. But right now, he just has a lot of time, and he's got a lot of resources. I'd really like to see him think about the outside. I think walls and gates here could be huge. Antagonist is putting his king inside of the castle again. But yeah, no walls on the outside from either player. There is a stable here from NeoZz to potentially raid the back. There's also a villager back there still. Oh, I don't think this castle goes up. Heresy's in, and he doesn't know it. So he'll kill the unit. He won't get conversions. He will not gain units here. Even without Heresy, I think the conquistador number is too high. And oh man, the castle's denied. The trebs are exposed. The monks will go down. Speaking of 1,000 gold, 1,000 gold goes down in monks to these conquistadors. And guys, I think NeoZz has done enough. He's bringing villagers to the outside. He'll drop a castle to the north, which can't really be disrupted. Over here, he's dropping the stables to potentially raid. Like, he's got full outside control. He's got full middle control. It really is. There's the counter raid. That's not much. It really is just the relics. That's the advantage for Antagonist. It just looks so comfortable. And this is Antagonist's home map as well. Like, this is the map that he picked. Quick walls from NeoZz. Wow, he saw the knights there. And he gets the preemptive walls up there, so that castle is going to complete. I think the trebs for Antagonist just have to go snipe that. But Elite Conquistador is on the way. And there's still a lot of exposed economy over here, which is a problem. Antagonist just doesn't know what to make against this. And honestly, I don't have many suggestions either. I think you have to play Skirmisher with your monks. But if you play Skirmisher and the Spanish player has a good enough eco, they can just make a switch into Light Cav or into Paladin. Spanish are just really good here if you can get to the late game. And control the mid game with the Conquistadors, which he's done. All the army here is going to die. Villagers still exposed. They're going to die. We have a castle off in the north. Castles are kissing. But NeoZz not a fan of that. No romantic castles for him. He's going to cancel that. Back up. Because he's got siege prepped. Gold's is right here for Antagonist. And I guess also on the left side. Which he does have a castle now. Would you guys like to see cannon galleons in the middle? If you're not saying yes, you do not belong here. Okay? You could still stay. But you do not belong. Spanish cannon galleons would be sick. Come on, chat. It would be sick. The only person that immediately responded to me said no. And now I feel that. I think it'd be nice for the dominance factor. One or two of them just for... The opponent will see it. But they're going to feel even more like they're out of options. Castle goes down for NeoZz. So the Trebs for Antagonist did shift over this way. But the Conquistadors are going to run through to the back now. Will he dive the castles? He's diving the castles. He's so crazy. So many people do not do this, man. But it's a good play. He just runs underneath the castle. He'll lose a couple conks, but he'll take all the Trebs. Boom! 3 Trebs down. Now he can hold this position. Meanwhile, he's spamming with knights into the back. He's getting siege ram. Sure, the knights are attacking University, but he'll eventually realize. Still has the army in the middle, too. This is over, man. Pop is really close. I don't really fully understand how the pop is close. I guess NeoZz doesn't have a lot of army, but his army is so strong. NeoZz didn't know about this castle, so that's a little worrying. NeoZz still hasn't taken down this castle, which is a little worrying. But yeah, he's finding the damage. He saw this with the outpost on the outside. He sees the villagers there. I think he could eventually just go full paladin at this point. I don't even know if you need Conquistadors anymore. You have 17 of them that have already done so much. Paladin upgrades on the way. Yep. That's the switch with the Spanish you need right there. Now that you're starting to see skirms everywhere. I mean... I think what would be best for the show, what would be best for the drama today, is for NeoZz to get the 3-0. Because from what we know right now, as NeoZz, he just clicks into the back of his opponent's base. It's ridiculous. He's going to lose his units, but it's just wild he does that. Yeah, if NeoZz gets the 3-0, that means Blue needs to get a certain amount of wins in the next set. But look at this, right? Antagonist wants a counterattack on the outside. He can't because it's a stonewall. This is what you have to do. Like, structure and use the choke point. Very smart thinking. Things have slowed down a little bit here for NeoZz because he's waiting for the Paladin upgrade. And he's dealing, I think, fixing his economy, dealing with a couple different things. I would have liked to see Bombard Cannons here instead of Siege Ram, personally. Because your opponent's mixing in Custilier. Maybe we still have a game. Because NeoZz has been losing a lot of his units up against Skirmishers and Castles. It's starting to get very messy. Oh, but he will deny this. He will deny this. As long as his villagers attack, he will deny this. Guys, killer. Killer, man. He's looking elsewhere. Paladins through the eco, still running all around. Trebuchets and Rams here, and Conquistadors protecting. He's got siege Rams coming for this castle as well. Villager was killed. Castle Foundation is going down. Paladins continue to stream in from the back. All the units from Antagonist hit the wall and are coming home now. He would love to have those units here, but he cannot get the units here in time. Yeah, this is just too strong. Now I'm kind of liking the Siege Ram play. When you want to fight in different areas, Siege Ram from multiple directions is sick. When Castle for Antagonist will fall in both areas. So one denied castle, 2 castles getting destroyed. And for Antagonist, I actually need to double check that he's guaranteed for playoffs too. Because, like, maybe there's a world where he gets swept and a bad thing could happen as a result of it. With these 2 players being so good, I kind of felt like this would be a 2-1 here. That castle in the north is barely holding on. This castle here has gone down. Last push back for Antagonist with Elite Coustilier now. And the Conquistadors for NeoZz, though, could start to become the key again once the skirmishers are cleared up. And he's just going to switch right into some more conks. So, to lose this Treb is what it is. He can fall back towards the castle fire, maybe. Actually, this isn't walled, so the Coustilier can run through. He had walled in front of the castle. Okay, he sees the units going, though. He's going to panic wall there. The Spanish building speed should be good for him. Yeah, Antagonist is clearly trying to raid. Look at the gates here from NeoZz. Gates and defensive castles from him. The walls here are going to be up in time, so those units will have to path back. Still Paladins running into the back of the base from these stables. And NeoZz will clear this up. NeoZz will get the castle up. Still think NeoZz is missing a couple small things for late game, just to ensure this doesn't work out. Like, Bracer is huge, and Ballistics is huge for all your castles. I think like, units would have died running past this castle if he had Ballistics and Bracer. So just some tiny things that he can do. He still doesn't have the relics. We're probably getting into a point where there's not a lot of gold left. But there's just blue dots in the red eco all the time. It's ridiculous. Like, look at this. This is chaos, dude. And Rams are going back for this castle, which red may or may not be able to deal with. Yeah, big flood of army running right in underneath the town center. On the golds. Massacring the economy there. I think, and I've felt for a long time, Antagonist is going to lose this game. And I think it's about to happen. He'll lose this town center. He'll lose this castle. Villagers are coming. He's bringing the Vills. He got Supremacy earlier. I don't know if he got Sappers. But you want the Vills to take this gold once they're finished anyways, right? So you probably just click the castle and then you just put them onto the gold for later. You have to be a little careful with that, though. That is 22 villagers. Now, the ram is going to go down, but it's enough. Castle's down. Damn, what a great game. Well, I mean, anytime you see the Spanish involved, it's all about can the player get to Conquistadors. And he got to Conquistadors, and then the rest was history. I mean, the push in the front was crazy in late Castle Age. He did end up losing a lot of army, but the opponent had a weaker economy, so he kept the initiative. He kept his eco flowing behind that. Obviously, if he's 30 villagers behind when he makes the push that he did, then it's a very different situation. Then he probably just loses the game. But that was sick. It's well played. No says, should we watch the demo now that NeoZz is gone? Yeah, no, you're NeoZ's friend, aren't you? Sure, if you would like me to go back and show the demolition ship that hit 2 Loomless villagers earlier in the game, I will show you that one final time as credit to NeoZz, because he's played super good. Boom! Big demo damage. Big demo damage. Well played. But no, like, seriously, though, think about all the tiny little things that he knew in this game. He knew about the chopping through. I could tell he was clicking on the trees to chop through properly to get the proper stone timing. He clearly knew the stone was out there. He used the middle dock in the right way. He knew where the relics were. He knew his opponent would go for those. He walled the outside. He castled the outside. It's just a really well-prepped game. And so I know NeoZz is a super prepared player. And I know he's trained for this. Maybe now, if he gets the 3rd win, we get some drama here in the group. This is the live standings now. So NeoZz has 2 wins. Basically, if NeoZz gets this 3rd win, then blue has to win 2-1 over target to get first. If NeoZz loses this, then blue would just need 1 win against target to get first. That's a pretty big difference. And we're going to have blue versus target after this. Live. So, yeah, but as is, we'll just clear this out real quick. As is, the situation is this. So, yeah, NeoZz is going to want to get that win, man. Yeah, I think there's also a slight chance that target can get 3rd. If you guys want to look at the stats I just looked at, you can go to the TTL site. YouTube, I have it pinned. Everybody else, you can do the ! TTL in chat. We got Antagonist playing as the Armenians. We got NeoZz playing as the Vikings game 3. Again, the stakes, there's actually very little stake here for Antagonist. He's guaranteed to go playoffs, and it will be in 3rd place now. There's still the $10, and there's still the pride, obviously. For NeoZz, though, if he wins this, like right now he's in 1st place, but Blue in the final series would only need 1 win to take 1st place from him. If he wins this game, though, then Blue would need 2 wins. And Blue can do that. Like, Blue's the favorite in that series, but you never know, man. So, NeoZz will try and control what he can. Map is Northern Crossings. The colors have changed again. I'm sorry, I'm going to change them back. And you've got the crossing here and the crossing here if you wish to walk over. And then you also have the transport ship. So the name of the game here is Chaos. The name of the game here is Boats. And I think for the Vikings, the key is actually to win the water in Castle Age and to play relatively passive in Feudal. That's been my take on maps like Pacific Islands and Northern Crossings. And what I mean by that is, if you try and play galleys, it just gets far too complicated in early Feudal if they ever go for land pressure. And a lot of the civs against the Vikings are playing land pressure. So, the best example there would be like Japanese. They're going to go man-at-arms. They're going to be running all around your base. They might go for a forward archery range as well. And then you can't focus on the galleys. So what I like is I like a back dock just to keep your fish safe. And then I actually like playing man-at-arms myself with the Vikings. Open up with some army. You just don't want to fall too far behind. You don't really need to play water that much in Feudal. And then even if you lose water, just sneak some docks up later on in Castle and then just spam the longboats. That's my take. That's what I think is the best approach. Guys, it's early here. I need a box of tissues, and I also need coffee, so I'm going to follow NeoZz's scout, and I'll be right back. Okay. I am back. Sorry to interrupt your peace and quiet, but I am back to distract you with my commentary. We've got back dock here for Antagonist. He's gone for the 5th fishing ship, which is really high, actually. Normally, you would have the barracks going up. So this tells me that maybe he's not interested in any of that early aggression. And then NeoZz has also gone for 5, which again is a little bit surprising to me. But very healthy economies here, and they both are basically doing the same thing. So, no major differences. Right now, it feels like the same build for both players. Some people really like to go heavy on the galleys, and if you're going to do that, this would be a good build for it. But honestly, it could be a fast castle with how much eco they've added. Uncertainty. No new civs in TTL until Friday. So today and tomorrow will be with the old patch and the old civilizations. And then come Platinum on Friday, they can play the new civs. Obviously, there is still the civ draft. They may or may not be banned. We'll see. But yeah, it feels like a fast castle from both. And if it's a fast castle from both, I feel like that's good for the Vikings, because then the Vikings can just spam the longboats. Antagonist has a couple different things he could do off the fast castle. He could go for a church, for example, and start to pick up relics. But this is not the build that I was expecting at all, man. Zapone, thanks for the 5 months. Civ Master, welcome back. Bookman, thank you for the 5 months too. Salute to you. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't apologize for not feeling 100%. But yesterday it was the same, and then I felt better like an hour in, so I'm hoping I get there today. I've been doing everything I can to just stay healthy and take it easy after the streams and such. I've had a really good streak the last year or two of not getting sick. There was a period where I was getting sick all the time. I've been taking better care of my health, or maybe just getting luckier. I don't know, so. Yeah, we'll get some tea later. Become proper T90. Antagonist scout is a little weak from a scout engagement. Maybe he ran in towards the town center. I'm not sure. Does anyone know how he lost HP on that scout? Was it this guy? That must have been something else. Either way, he scouts the second dock. NeoZz is building the market, and he needs to build the blacksmith yet. Oh, no, he did. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. All right, and he's on the way up, and he's making galleys. Meanwhile, we just have one dock from Antagonist. I'm still very confused by Antagonist and NeoZz's build. For NeoZz, I feel like this plays towards his strengths. Vikings have a more awkward feudal age. To see fires now from the Armenian player is surprising to me, but maybe you don't want to compete with the galley war with Vikings because Vikings have all those bonuses. I still feel like Armenian galleys are very good here. Ah, okay, this makes more sense. Now that he's bringing villagers, this makes a lot more sense. Because if you're just adding the fires and booming, I think it's poor. But if you're trying to create chaos with maybe a church rush, we could have warrior priests running around. We could have a siege workshop here too. You do that, and then suddenly the fires can work out really well against the galleys. And by the way, the galleys don't have fletching yet, so... What's up? MBA says, Sebastian realized the 2P are badly bugged. They get resources from fallen units twice, right? But for the Blackwood archers, you get them twice. Yeah. So, I don't know if that's intended or not. I also don't know how badly bugged it is because the unit is really cheap. But that was noticed by Ornlu as well. I am aware of that one. Basically, what it is with the new civ, you have the way the civ is balanced is you get 15% of resources back when a unit dies. Only you get 2 units when you produce their unique unit, and you get 15% from both, so it's essentially like 30% there. So yeah, I'm aware of that one. Okay, so this is what I mean. You're probably going to lose water in a normal water game where it's galleys v fires, but in this scenario, now you're off of gold, and you're going to get pushed, and those fires can really be tough to deal with. I think Antagonist really needs to snag the War Galley upgrade, though. Because if you don't snag the War Galley upgrade, your fires are going to be really weak. So he sees where the other TC is on the gold. But he is right now denying 2 golds. Even if he just denies these long-term, this is a really nice spot for him. But the eco side of things should be good for NeoZz. Eventually, he should win the water. And those longboats are going to make their way all the way to the back. Looks like he made galleys and then canceled the idea. Ideally, you could go for guard tower or something here for your NeoZz, but I guess he's going to try his own siege. The TC is going to start to go down. Now, the food eco and the economy overall for Antagonist is going to be very weak here. He'll have lots of golds, but he won't have a whole lot else. There's no way to protect his fish right now. But that's okay as long as you push and you kill here. We could have a game where Antagonist has nothing on water and where NeoZz has nothing on land soon. NeoZz will drop another town center in the back onto the stone. This is where I would actually like to see Antagonist lean towards some regular monks. I think if you go for redemption against the siege from NeoZz, there's not much NeoZz can really do. But if you just play siege v siege, NeoZz could out-micro you. Oh, wow. What the... Wait, did he just delete that? He deleted that. He tried to delete his palisade wall, and he deleted his mangonel. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. And there's so much happening. There was a warrior priest there. He had to garrison. His TC is going down. Oh, no. NeoZz. He is in the back. He could kill the fish, but the fish have been moved to the front. They will stay safe with the forward dock. That is such a good play from Antagonist. I love that detail. Because you can't win water, but it just means you get more food eco. You get to hold on for a little bit longer here. TC's going down. All right. So I think if I were in NeoZz's shoes, I might even assume that I killed the fish. When they sneak it like this, sometimes you're so busy looking at your own base, you think that you already killed them and you missed it. Okay, gets the 1-for-1 there. But like I said, I really think that, I mean, you can't just out-micro him and church rush him like you are doing. But I think if you can just get one monk with redemption, this whole defensive style for NeoZz will not work. It's still not working. Guys, I think we're going to see a crazy move, though. NeoZz will find the fish. If you can't save your base, I think the only place to place this castle he's saving for is on his opponent's base. I think there's... I think that's valid. I think that's very, very valid. Because if you try a defensive castle here, you could just lose. But if you place a castle over here, they have nothing. Also, the longboats are there disrupting the gold already, so that's decent. Okay, he'll place the castle here. Antagonist kills his own warrior priest on the Siege Workshop Foundation, but he will take it down. He doesn't know about the castle yet. I'm not even in love with that castle, though. Like, the castle doesn't even protect this town center. So, he still could be without gold here. I'd like to see Antagonists try and retake water now. I don't know how easy it is, but I think getting the War Galley upgrade and starting to mass some fires. But you have to wait for a lot of fires. But it's... NeoZz's eco is a bit compromised here. It's not very easy for him to produce. NeoZz, the main reason he still has an eco lead is because of fishing ships. It looks like he lost one back there. But yeah, there's another church. These churches are going to be nerfed in the upcoming patch. But we're not there yet. We'll be there on Friday. So, yeah. I mean, pretty insane game. There is gold back here for Antagonist if he wants to take it. A lot of his gold is rangeable by ships, though, so... if anything, he needs to bring villagers over here. If he brings villagers over here, he could take the gold. What is that ship doing? Oons, 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 oons. NeoZz has one TC. He has one town center. He is making berserks. Like, a lot of berserks. So he wants to full clear this. And he will run this way for a town center. And if he only knew about that gold, he could have maybe thought about building the town center over here, but he didn't know about it. And at least that's a safe town center that his opponent won't see or expect. The food eco is still there. It is 26 food eco against 11. The town center count is still kind of close. And there's 19 fishing ships for NeoZz. He's continued to dominate the water. There's been no fight back from water for Antagonist. Like, I think that might end up being something he regrets. I think you've done enough on land. Now you have to win the water again. Could be fairly easy to do so if you're still producing out of this dock. I think keep those fires producing. Keep them garrisoned. Wait till you get like 5 or 6 of them. Get the War Galley upgrade, and then you're back on the sea. Oh my goodness. The year is 2026, and we are going to see berserks raiding economies like they were born to do. What is this? There's a forward dock here from Antagonist. He's still hoping to send in random fires for fishing ships. All right. Antagonist will see this. He does have town centers up. So that should make it somewhat easy, but I think he might need to drop a castle. Now, the berserks may also move in for the siege at some point. There's also a siege tower there for NeoZz, which he may or may not use with the berserks. NeoZz is looking for the 3-0. Here come the berserks. The castle for Antagonist. That castle needs to be quick walled. Meanwhile, the dock goes down. There's no activity from the berserks, but I think they are going to loop around to try and take this siege. Hey, you've got to get fletching here if you're Antagonist. That's fine. A lot of his town centers are garrisoned. You see how many fires he's making that aren't upgraded, though? It's really bothering me. I think if these fires were upgraded, it makes such a big difference. And here we go. Choo-choo! This is with our TTL nerf, so you can only put 5 inside of them until the new patch, which is being played Friday. But you can escort them in still. Little choo-choo mode. And Antagonist kills his own mangonel trying to take down the tower. Maybe loses some monks, and he's going to lose all of his siege. Meanwhile, there's navies surrounding the gold and the woodline over here. Antagonist looks so idle. This TC is still idle. This TC's idle. This TC's idle. This castle still is not up. So his eco is kind of in shambles here. And there's still fishing eco. There's still navy for NeoZz. And I think NeoZz can also build a castle on this town center right now, or the main base, which he'll do. So yeah, NeoZz lost his first 2 starting town centers. Or I guess not his first 2 starting town centers, but he lost his first 2 town centers. But he's making it work. Castle's going to go up. And, I mean, it's just... I just don't know how easily Antagonist can deal with this. Choo-choo! More Berserks coming in. And more annoyances for Antagonist. Okay, though, but there needs to be an immediate shift for NeoZz. Obviously, he likes the crazy, he likes the chaos, he likes the raids. And this is good. But I think this has now reached a state of the game where your economy is definitely better. Your opponent's losing a TC. Your opponent is like basically 2 town centers and a very defensive castle. They have no water. So I think you need to shift your thinking now and full focus on just getting to the Imperial Age. Because if you can get the Imperial Age with this water control, it's probably over. Obviously, Trebs as well, right? Like, this castle making Trebs would be huge. But, yeah, the siege tower's just a little bit faster than the composite bowman. The tower's going to eventually go down. But there still will be longboats on the shorelines. Kind of crazy that Antagonist did this much damage, that he took down 2 town centers and denied 2 golds, and he's still not winning this game. He's just stuck here. He's stuck in this state of frustration because NeoZz has just come to play today with the aggression, man. They get super well prepped, like, and amazing intuition, amazing game sense to understand not only to go to Imp now, but to make the Berserks and to take the other areas and to add the fish. Like, I don't think this just happens. It's likely due to the practice that he's been putting in, but also it could just be that he's a really prepared player. I see people in chat. Chat has been asking what the elo is for silver. It does depend on the player, but some of the best Silver League players are 26 or 2700 elo. So, which might be surprising to you guys. So you do have some like 2300 elos and 2400 elos in there too. But like Antagonist has been 2600. NeoZz has been 24, 2500. The blue out there is like 26, 2700. We're going to see blue next. Blue is going to want first place in this group. But, yeah, even in Silver League, the elo is still extremely high for a lot of them. And I think that Antagonist has just not had it today. I really think that the main thing for him, he had the right idea to send in the fires to snipe fish, but they're never been upgraded, right? That one upgrade would have changed so much. I think it might be too late now. He'll come here to deny the golds. But as he does that, NeoZz is just going to castle drop his face. And NeoZz can just patrol the longboats everywhere. They'll take down the docks extremely quickly. I also don't like... NeoZz, don't destroy your own castle, please. I also am not a big fan of fast castling against Vikings for this reason. Because it gives the Vikings that they just get to the longboats a little bit earlier, but he did it for the push, and the push definitely worked. So it wasn't the push that was the problem here. I think it was the follow-up. And wow, NeoZz gets the 3-0 to end the group. So he is right now either going to be second or first in playoffs. Or, sorry, second or, you know, skipping the playoffs entirely and going directly to gold if he gets first. Great result. Great result. Well played. I just, every single game, he had a different strategy. Every single game, he was putting Antagonist under pressure. And in this game, I guess he was under a lot of pressure here, but he still found the counter damage with the castle and the Berserks. GG and well played, man. So let's just double check the odds sheet. But to talk about what I talked about earlier, obviously I covered these as Rex. I didn't know the result, right? The reason I don't want a player in my chat, even if it's played as Rex and everyone knows it's Rex, is A, because it's confusing for Twitch chat. But who do you think is going to be here in chat watching? The guy who gets stomped 3-0? Do you think he's going to be like, ooh, hanging out with chat and chatting? Or do you think the guy who wants to watch the caster cast his dominant sweep? Right? So NeoZz was like, he couldn't help himself, dude. He was like, oh my God, dude. I was so excited. And everyone got to see that right there. So, yeah, so NeoZz gets a 3-0 win. He now has 11 wins. You have Blue at 9. The next series will be coming up soon. We might have a delay until it begins. That will be live. So we'll see on that. I'll let you know in a second. But Blue, for first place, needs a 2-1 win. That's it. And then you go immediately to gold. Because Blue would win the tiebreak over NeoZz for more set wins. So that makes the next set more interesting. Now for Target, there's ramifications here because he wants to survive. It looks like Target with 2 wins will survive. Target with 3 wins cannot get third place from Antagonist. Okay. So Target, basically, this is a survival story. And honestly, I could see Blue beating him 3-0. And then I could see Goku beating Baba Rum in the next set to survive. So, like, let's say Blue beats Target 3-0. Goku just needs 1 win to pass him. Oof. I think, right? I assume that's the case. Or is that just saying... No. It would need to be 2 wins for Goku. Okay. All right, well, that's the situation here, guys. That'll be fun.